stand in line to face the music and speak with these hands of mine like a pantomime. You on his team and plan to shine, you probably stab his spine. You watch who you stand in front of, you watch who you stand behind.
The bullets contagious. They'll get everybody you played with. That chopper pick niggas up with no warning. It's a slave ship.
In music, when an individual or group creates a work that is revered as a classic by the mass audience, it is considered the highest honor one can receive in their career. Although music is art, and each piece of art is subjective and abstract, the music industry has a way of developing benchmarks and some quantifiables to give work a claim and the classic stamp. The battle rap culture not only functions differently, but have their own connotations and meanings behind certain terms. The term classic is under that umbrella. In this episode, I want to examine this term and touch on 5 particular elements that can place a battle in the classic category. Alongside this, I will choose 4 battles from each category that exemplifies each element presented. Small notice: this isn't a fixed criteria that provides a direct outline of how a battle can be classified. Like anything else, this is a lot of gray area and nothing is cut and dry. These are 5 elements that I think of when I'm considering whether a battle is classic or not. I am also cognizant that there will be battles that overlap across various elements. Please keep an open mind when these choices are displayed. The aim is to highlight certain elements that can make a battle a classic and develop an active conversation about the things we can utilize for benchmarks and quantifiables in battle rap. With that as the backdrop, let's jump into the 5 elements. When you look at the direct definition of the term classic, it functions both as an adjective and noun. This is very important to note. As an adjective, it is denoted as something that has been judged over a period of time to be of the highest quality of its kind. This immediately makes the phrase instant classic a paradox, because time needs to progress before the judgment could be made. However, as a noun, it is denoted as a work of art of recognized and established value. This enables the term instant classic to be possible with diminishing the need for time to pass. Yes, typically a classic is determined over time, but on the other hand, the value of a battle can be determined and established in that very moment or in a short period of time. When referring to replay value, I believe it is one of the most essential elements of a classic battle. Having the ability to watch a battle over and over again, both in the moment and years later, holds a tremendous amount of weight. In some ways, it directly ties into the idea of having high quality over a period of time. The first battle to exemplify this element is Big K vs Illmatic. This battle holds a great deal of replay value and still serves as one of the best KOT battles of all time. Both of them had one of their best performances of their career. If you've seen this battle, I don't really have to explain any further. The second battle is Geechee Gotti vs 2 Surf. This battle is one of those instant classics. We knew that in the moment we were watching something special, but it still has maintained a great deal of quality over the past 4 years. The third battle is T-Rex vs Young Ill. This is easily one of the battles I rewatched the most between the two. During the peak of STL vs NY, both knew the magnitude of the battle and both provided high quality performances. This still stands as the best and most competitive one-rounder of all time. 11 years later, this is still the standard. The fourth battle is Ill Will vs Calico. To me, this is a classic battle. The setting, the material, the backstory, and the energy behind the battle adds to the allure. Alongside those things, it is very easy to rewatch over and over again. It may not have the most impact, it may not be the most important battle of each person's career, but it maintains great quality, entertainment, and high replay value. This battle is in that upper echelon in my opinion.
Talk, it ain't a trivia, but when you see Ill with grams, it ain't dementia, dumb text. This bitch come easy like drunk sex. 45, still scratching like Funk Flex. This nigga.
While I understand that being a trailblazer and pioneer doesn't always provide the most exhilarating moments in hindsight, there is merit in a person bringing something new to the art form and providing a blueprint for today's talent. I also think there's a need to highlight the individuals who took pre-existing elements of battle rap to newer heights. While the latter may be more intriguing to highlight, there's a need to give both sides recognition. With all this stated, innovation has to be at least considered an element of a classic battle. A secondary definition of the term classic is something remarkably and instructively typical. If a battle contains elements that are atypical and raises the bar, it should be given acclaim. The same can be said for a battle that created the very format that current day talents draw from. The first battle that I believe truly exemplifies this element is Loaded Lux vs Midwest Miles. Even though this battle is extremely one-sided, it's one of the most valuable battles in the game because of how immaculate Loaded Lux was. His 3 rounds versus Miles is something no one will ever replicate. He reset the standard of lyricism and spawned a whole generation of artists to evaluate his style and pin-heavy approach. Easily one of the most important performances in battle rap history. The second battle is Chef Trez vs Sharon. While this doesn't serve as the first modern era 4-round battle, this still stands as the most distinguishable clash and legitimized the format. Not only was this battle great throughout the first 3 rounds of pre-written material, but the 4th round of freestyle really pushed it over the edge with 2 of the best freestylers in battle rap history. While you could say Big Cannon and Sharon started the movement, this battle took it to a higher level and holds much more significance because it encouraged other prominent freestylers to have a desire in taking this battle. The third battle is Clean Paper vs B Magic. The Proving Grounds is a vital piece of battle rap's advancement. Not only did it pave the way for more up-and-comers to showcase their talents on the large platform, but it also helped the art form flourish with newer talent adding their contributions. Serving as the first ever PG battle, Clean Paper vs B Magic is one of the most entertaining battles between up-and-comers and made seeking a new crop of talent a real priority. Without the success of this battle, there's no new bricks, top 6, class, or UFF class to document in the history books. And outside of all this, both individuals delivered vintage performances that are still enjoyable 12 years later. The fourth battle is Av vs Rum Nitty. What is there to say about this battle that hasn't already been said? In my humble opinion, this battle was another game reset, and the way in which people structured and sequenced their punchlines would change tremendously. You cannot talk about the evolution of battle rap without mentioning this battle. The overall punch rate has increased significantly because of this battle. It's no coincidence that both battlers are top 5 punchers and are cohorts in a group that prioritize every bar.
I got a clip full of hollows for whoever talk. I'll leave 4 of these bitches smoking on your roof like set it off, no matter vet or rookie.
We different, geek. Now that's where we different, geek. And see, I've been about that action. 30 under the 40, that's an improper fraction.
Honestly, I think the thing that really pushes the audience into labeling a battle a classic is based on how close a battle is. The beauty of battle rap is the competitive nature of the sport and the debate. A battle that doesn't have a definitive winner is usually the battle that the fans enjoy the most. This is where the passion, hunger, and will to win is fully captured in a verbal exchange. When I look at the battles that I view the most, it is usually battles that make me rethink the winner each time. But like anything, there are caveats. While I alluded to battles without a definitive winner, it is under the assumption that the battle is of a high quality and encompasses a great showing from each performer. Here, the word debatable is supposed to carry a positive connotation. The first battle that immediately comes to mind is JC vs Chilla Jones. In my opinion, this is probably the most debatable battle of all time. Many people watch this battle for pure enjoyment, not to decide a winner. That's how great this battle is. The second battle is First Lady Flames vs Vixen the Assassin. In my opinion, one of the best live caffeine battles we've had the privilege of seeing. Both ladies were incredibly masterful, catapulted to a higher level, and gave us a battle that we can debate until the end of time. The third battle is Easy the Block Captain vs Chess. The most competitive battle I saw in person and one of the best SM battles of all time. Another case where every round was hard fought and you can feel the passion in every word. The best performance of each person's career. Magical. The fourth battle is Charlie Clips vs Tay Roc. The best rematch of all time. This is due to how heavily contested the battle was and where each individual stood in this time period. Clips was showcasing why he was the best battler in the world at the moment. And Roc was showcasing that he belongs with the elites. Both parties did not go down without a fight. This battle sits as a top 5 known battle of all time because of the quality, competitive nature, and one of the few times the battles lived up to the hype.
The pistol is long. My temper's short enough. My bar's cold, hot-headed nigga, but I'm just warming up. Hey, you know how an abandoned house be boarded up? I pay my shooter abandon your house be boarded up. So stop promoting Tay-Tay like this nigga with the game missing. He have a little battle, you give him 2,000. Okay, it's change flipping. He have a big battle, you give him 2,000. That's the same difference. You might as well work for halal. You keep giving niggas the same shit.
The reason why we look forward to major events, grudge matches, and heavyweight bouts is because we appreciate the value and pressure placed in battles. In any sport, we want to see scores get settled, people get crowned, and see who will fall victim to defeat. While the suspense doesn't always live up to the final product, you can also say there's nothing more exhilarating than seeing battlers put their money, work, status, and image on the line for them to reign supreme. Stakes create pressure, pressure creates competition, and greater competition can make for a classic. The first battle is DNA vs. Disaster, one of the biggest grudge matches of all time on the KOTD platform, and it was sponsored by one of the biggest stars in the hip-hop culture at the time, Drake. This battle did a lot for both of their careers because of the magnitude of the matchup and where each battler had to go to match their opponent. This is one of the most well-known battles in battle rap history because of the bad blood, backstory, and the names involved in this battle. It was nearly impossible for this battle not to be labeled a classic with all the different elements associated with the encounter. The second battle is Loaded Lux vs. Hollow Da Don, the epitome of a style clash and the epitome of a preference battle. Here, I think both battlers maximize their strengths and deliver one of the best battles of the previous decade. But what ultimately makes this battle a classic is them challenging one another for the GOAT spot. While I don't think the battle finished the everlasting discussion, it did solidify their legendary statuses and reaffirm the importance of being the best and fighting to prove it. This is the first battle I think of when I see two juggernauts duke it out in their prime. There's Ali and Frazier, Ronaldo and Messi, Brady and Manning, Bird and Magic, and then there's Hollow and Lux. The third battle is Averb vs. Murder Mook. No matter how long the battle is and how dull it can be at spots, there is an inherent beauty and significance in the battle that cannot be undermined. The illustrious return of Mook against the Grizzled Warrior and Averb is a classic battle because of what it meant for each of their legacies and the overall spectacle of the encounter. There are some battles that carry an aura and glow behind them. Anyone could argue the quality from beginning to end, but one cannot downplay the importance and the stakes of this battle. The fourth battle is B-Magic vs. Conceited, one of the biggest, one of the best SM battles you'll find. Not only is this the first marquee battle of the Punchers, but it's also one of the few times we saw the torch get passed mid-battle. This is another battle where each person is not only trying to showcase who is superior, but why they shouldn't get compared stylistically. This made for an epic battle and ushered in a new era of punchers in many ways.
Like Spock from Star Trek, give me space. Is it my lyrics is yes better kind? Got a question. What's with the spiky shoes and the leather kind? You are leather pants with zip. Never mind. This time.
Yes, the I word, typically used in a blanket statement to describe the value of a battle without examining the actual quality. But nonetheless, the impact for sure has a role in whether a battle is classic or not. While it can be a fixed variable, you'd be hard-pressed to find a classic battle without some level of impact. Simply put, impact covers the spread of the other four elements. But for the sake of being thorough and deliberate, I will break down how each of these next examples strongly affected the culture to support their status as a classic. Arsenal vs. Conceited brought in the demographic and fan base of the culture. In the late 90s and early 2000s, acapella battle rap was still somewhat underground. The latter portion of the 2000s is where battle rap would develop somewhat of a mainstream presence, and this battle specifically had a role in the forward mobility. This battle is a lot of people's introduction to battle rap, and is easily one of the biggest battles in battle rap history. Hitman Holla vs. Sue Surf, one of the most viral and popular battles of all time. Not only is this the highest viewed battle on the URL platform, but it also contains one of the best first rounds of all time and one of the best third rounds of all time. This battle solidified each battle as one of the greatest, and was able to spearhead one of the best battle rap cards ever. Tons of moments, tons of quotables, and this is the quintessential inter-era Clash of the Titan battles that we look forward to every year. Geechee Gotti vs. Rum Nitty 2 capped off the dominant run the West Coast had in battle rap. With two of the biggest stars from the West on the biggest stage with the biggest cash prize, and in front of the biggest battle rap supporter, the West Coast put on a battle of the ages and kept off a 3-year run of the West Coast having the game in their hands. A run that is still relatively thriving now. Alongside this, Geechee and Rum splitting the money is one of the best moments in Caffeine's inception and in the past 8 to 9 years. An instant where we got to see in real time how large of a rise the art form has experienced in the last 10 years. The quality of this battle was there, the exposure and the reach was there, and the two contestants resembled a new era of battle rap, and showed that the game was in great hands. B-Dot vs. Sensei Saga, a battle that affected me on a much deeper level than any other battle has and ever will. This is one of those rare battles that transcend the battle rap world and taps into something much more important. During 2020, the world was in shambles. The pandemic was surging, there was a global shutdown, and inequality on a social, economic, and political scale was rampant. For a brief moment in time, I felt at peace watching these two people put on a battle of a lifetime. In my opinion, it didn't just legitimize the rooftop battles, but it also restored the vital signs of the sport as we knew it. But besides how I personally feel about this battle, it provided everything you like about battle rap. Passion, hunger, a story, character assassination, ideology breakdowns, and high-level lyricism. And outside of battle rap, for the current climate, it gave us a visual representation of hope, solidarity, awareness, and a bigger purpose. And for its impact alone, it stands as a classic battle.